All right, guys, it's time to go over Bitcoin price, Bitcoin dominance, and what Ethereum has been doing. Of course, these large caps really determine what the rest of the market is doing and what altcoins are doing. So let's dive in to Bitcoin. Obviously, we don't need to go through all the previous plays. You can see the markings. This was the measured move target of 96,637. We gave an official sell on our Bitcoin trade in patreon.com/learncrypto at a little over $102,000. We are seeing a bearish divergence form here between price and RSI and price and the technometer right here, as you can see. But we are flagging out. We have a little bit, people arguing this could be a consolidation bull flag, trying to make a new move to all-time highs. Does that happen? I don't know, but a cool down is possible. Now, on the bullish side, regardless of what happens here in the short term, this major support is going to be on this 200 moving average and this 300 moving average, which is continuing to trend upwards. So the longer you can sit even at these levels or work higher, these moving averages can continue to play catch up and move higher to serve as major support. On downside here, if this bearish divergence plays out, you would have massive support here around $98,000, $99,000. Of course, that would break below the $100,000 mark, triggering a lot of stop losses and leaving behind a plethora of traders. The market likes to do that, but you'd come right back into this massive consolidation as well as the rejection point right here, right at $98,000 to $99,000. Overall, the structure for Bitcoin looks very strong. You could argue this is 5 waves up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you have an ABC correction that could end somewhere around, like I said, 94,000 to 98,000 and consolidate before yet another wave structure higher and breaking out to new all-time highs for Bitcoin. Price target is 244,000 Bitcoin by the end of 2025. So with Bitcoin making this move, that means that Ethereum and altcoins got to be getting smashed, right? Not so fast. Let's go over to the Bitcoin dominance chart, and what do we see here? Free falling below the 200 moving average, falling below the 300 moving average, and we're seeing these shorter time frame moving averages having bearish crosses as Bitcoin dominance plummets. This white line is a magnet for Bitcoin dominance. That means we still have another 2% or so to drop. That means your altcoins will pump. Your Ethereum continues to pump. So take advantage of this mini alt season we are getting right now. With that in mind, if Bitcoin has had positive price action, yet the dominance is dropping, what altcoins are leading the charge? And we haven't said this in a very, very long time, but that is Ethereum. If you've been following along, I said Ethereum was poised to explode to 2,000 to 2,100. Well, yeah, we went ahead and did that, and we have just continued to go. Ethereum, $2,578. Of course, major support now is in that $2,000 to $2,100 range, and the next overhead resistance is up here around $2,700 to $2,800. At some point here, you will see some Ethereum cool down like we did. And I think we will just have a cool down and go higher once again to this target. And we'll see what happens once we get to $2,700 to $2,800. Bitcoin dominance still has up to 2% to drop. So that will lead me to believe that any drop here in Ethereum is a short-term consolidation before yet another pump. Major upside objectives are up here for Ethereum. We've traded it pretty well. You can see on the charts. Buy, sell, wash out. We had a TA saying we were going here to 2,000, and we have exploded beyond that. Things looking pretty good for Ethereum, and that is meaning green on all the altcoins. And in the next videos, we'll go over some of the altcoins that we're trading. On BSC, we're looking at Floki. On Pulse Chain, we're looking at PTGC, and many more. So watch the other videos. Bitcoin, important level here. We'll see what happens. I think it is very likely we have a small ABC correction. Get out some of this leverage longs and then go to new all-time highs. Ethereum, any downturn is consolidation heading towards this overhead level, 2,700 to 2,800, and your altcoins are just getting started.